How to use the manual bending machine to bend a 90-degree inside bend using the P20 track profile. The first step is to prepare the track profile according to your job sheet/work order. There are two different types of measurements used to make the tracks. 1. Make size. Tracks are made to the measurements provided. There are no deductions. 2. Opening size. Tracks are made with deductions to allow for mounting brackets. Generally, it's 80 millimeters. This job is an opening size order that requires a 2,400 millimeters long P20 track that has a 90-degree inside bend in the middle of the track. We use the following measurements and deductions to cut the track prior to bending. The total track length is 2,400 millimeters. The bend is in the middle, which is 1,200 millimeters. We then need to take deductions for the brackets. 2 by 80 millimeters equals 160 millimeters, and end caps. 2 by 10 millimeters equals 20 millimeters. The total deductions are 180 millimeters. So our track cut length is 2,220 millimeters. We then need to mark the center of the track, which is 1,110 millimeters. This is our middle bend point. Next, we need to select the nylon bending inserts. In this case, we are going to use the P20 inserts. There is a top and bottom insert. The nylon inserts are marked left, middle, and right. The left and right insert are marked at 290 millimeters from the center. This lines up with the start point on the nylon wheel on the bender. Next, we have to insert the nylon inserts into the track top and bottom. These inserts prevent the track from kinking when bending. Align the center mark of the insert to the center mark of the track. Now that the inserts have been placed on the track, place the track on the bending machine. Turn the track over so that the bottom is facing up and the front of the track goes in first. This will give you an inside bend. Align the right side with the 290 mark with the start position on the bending machine. Once the track has been aligned with the start position, lock the track by closing the red lever. Slowly start turning the wheel on the front of the bender, clockwise. Keep turning until the pointer lines up with the 90-degree mark. Once you have reached the 90-degree mark, turn the wheel another quarter of a turn. This extra turn allows for rebound of the track. Turn the wheel in the opposite direction will release the bender. Then undo the red lever. You will then be able to remove the track from the bender. Next, place the bent track beside a digital protractor. Confirm that your bent angle is at 90 degrees. This doesn't have to be perfect. If it's out a little bit, you can compensate with the brackets. If it's out quite a bit, you may need to put it back in the bender to give it a bit more of a bend. On my workbench, I have two painted lines that are 80 millimeters and 160 millimeters from the edge in red. This represents the wall. These measurements are for the brackets. You can now remove the nylon inserts we used for bending. Place the bent track on the bench and align the outside edge of the track to the inside edge of the 80 millimeter painted lines. With the track placed on the painted lines, using a couple of tape measures, measure the length of the track in both directions. When you measure the track, you will find that both ends of the track will be approximately 50 millimeters longer than what our cut length is supposed to be, in this case 1,200 millimeters. We also need to deduct an additional 10 millimeters off each end of the track for the end caps. Mark the track at 1,190 millimeters, then with your saw, trim the track at both ends. This will be the final size of the track. If your work order requires a double track, i.e. front and back, the bending process is the same. Place the outside edge of both tracks against the inside edge of the painted lines on your bench, then measure and cut your tracks accordingly. Thanks for watching.